Today we're going to cover the back view for the female figure, and this basically completes our female figure series for the front, side, and now the back. And as you know, I have also one for the male figure, but this is the last one for the female. And you should be pretty familiar with this grid that I've laid out here, because I do it in all of my figure drawing videos. So go ahead and lay that down. And if you're kind of confused, I'll just follow the links, I'll put them below. Alright, so quickly, let's just go over it. 7 is the chin. A third down from that is shoulders. And number 6 is the nipples. A third up from that is the armpits. A third down from that is the base of the breast. Number 5 is the navel. A fourth up from that is the elbow or waist. And a third down from that is the peak of the pelvis bone. Number 4 is the middle point. Also it's the base of the pelvis. And a 6th down from that is the wrist. A 4th down from that is the base of the crotch. Number 3 is the fingertips and the mid-thighs. Number 2 is the bottom of the knees. Number 1 is the middle of the shin. And the last one is 1/3 up from the bottom is the ankle. Now the back view is very similar to the front view. A lot of this stuff will seem somewhat repetitive. First of all, draw in the head. Kind of a rectangular shape. If you want, you can kind of angle it going in or straight up and down, it's fine. But you want it kind of a third of the overall structure of this box here. Second, let's draw the rib cage in, starting with the top of the shoulders. Drawing like a barrel shape right here. The ribs, another one. A little bit thicker than the ribs, I mean the skull structure. Come down, draw an opening like this, angles, kind of like a Pac-Man eating, going down. But keep in mind this is a little wider compared to the male, so that they can house a baby when they're pregnant and all that. And we erase this part off because remember our grid says 1/4 down. Up is this is waist, but you can also, it's also the end of the ribs. Alright, so for the pelvis, drawing these kind of diagonal lines. And again, they're slightly wider than the shoulder points, and this helps for, it's very characteristic of the female figure. You know, wider hips, smaller shoulder for the 8 figure, for the figure 8. See? And in contrast to the male, I think of kind of a triangle top and tiny bottom like that. And it's a little more open than the males as well, and a little more apart. Males are like more inside and like that. Like that. Not too much difference in real world, but I like to exaggerate a bit. So these are a bit cartoony. Keep that in mind. But they're this way again so that they can give birth as well as house a baby. A nice comfortable little home for little babies. Pelvis bones are actually discs looking from 3/4 view. And like this. And I will be covering the 3/4 view for both the male and the female, but that's a little more advanced and I want to make sure I get this out of the way first. So look for that in the future. Okay? Alright, moving on. Coming out like this for the thigh bone. Coming out for the thigh bone. Like that. Oh, and you can also connect these. It really doesn't matter, but it keeps them kind of a visual, because they'll be covered with all the meat and the muscles and everything. You won't be able to see it. So come out, stop right there, and come down. And a little trick for you, if the person's standing straight up and down, you know, it depends on the pose, but if they're standing straight up and down, this space here should be somewhat equal right here. So look at it like that. There's a slight curve. It curves this way and it comes back like an S. Okay? Following that pose all the way down, it curves almost like a C for the shin bone. Okay? So I'm going to keep these lines. Normally I do give them some width. You can, but really they're going to be obscured by the forms. So same for the other side here. And if you want, you can just keep them straight as well. more straight-ish, right? This one's coming out a bit too far, kind of crazy. If you notice the other side. Yeah. All right. Okay, so a third up is the ankles come out this way. Give it kind of a webbed shape. That. Give it some width on the other side. Alright, so connect her neck bone. For the back, you want to draw this kind of cape going over the ribs. And this is going to represent the back muscles. A gigantic form for our back muscle. It's kind of a gigantic upside down triangle. So draw this straight line across. Come out this way. Bat out. See? The shoulders come up just around there, just a little bit outside of the ribs, or a lot outside. It's up to you. For the arm bones, come out this way. For the arm bone, I want to come out a little bit like this, slightly curved or straight. And it's above number 5, about 1/4. Right there. You can give a square now for the elbow. And we did that with the knees before, but this time we don't because we don't have the knee bone showing. Remember, we're trying from behind. Come out this way. And make sure we know where the wrist is. The wrist is right there. So that's the wrist. And we're just going to draw a line here first, cutting it off, and giving it some width like this. Indicating that we're looking at it from the side, so kind of a curve on the outside, and straighten out the inside like this. Looks like a mouse almost, like an old school computer mouse. The other side we can do like a more straight arm, coming down, elbow bone, down out like this. And let's keep our palm open in this one. So on the square, that kind of indicates the palm, and you just do a line for the finger. Really simple. And notice, it's not quite, the fingertips right here can be number 3, number 2. I'm a little bit up. Some people have longer arms depending on who they are. You'll notice actually a lot of gymnasts who hang on monkey bars and bars in general have longer arms because they stretch a lot their whole life. Okay, and that's it for the female figure skeleton back view, aka stick figure, mock figure. Make sure you guys practice this enough until you have it memorized or until you're comfortable with it, because as I always like to say, a strong artist understands his foundation. And the foundation is basically the structure that's underneath the object that you're drawing. So make sure you guys practice this. If you guys want to check out the last video, click on this link, and the next video should be up soon, so check again for that. Alright, take care, and as always,